Happy Friday. Today is July the 2nd, 2021. We're all looking forward to a long weekend here in the United States. Wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Before I forget to mention it, if you like our content, don't forget to subscribe to our channels on social media, or you can follow my video log on my website at appliedfinancialwisdom.com. We also have a really interesting blog over there. So I track the weeks as they go by, and yesterday we finished 50% of 2021. Kind of hard to believe, and the older I get, the scarier that is, because 32 years in this business, time just seems to fly by. But I have an interesting article here that I wanted to share with you, which came from FactSet. And FactSet has an interesting piece they wrote up called, "Where are the 10 largest Russell 1000 companies?" So the 10 largest Russell 1000 companies, Russell is an index company. Mostly they're known as a small cap index company, but they also have a large cap index. And as of March of 2000, which was the beginning of the last true bear market that we've had, there were 10 stocks that were the largest stocks at that time. Cisco Systems, General Electric, Intel, Microsoft, ExxonMobil, IBM, Citigroup, Lucent Technologies, AT&T, and Oracle. Those were the 10 largest stocks on March 31st, 2000. And there's just an amazing variety of results that we've seen. The best performing stock in that group was Microsoft. In the 20 years since this peak, Microsoft is up 296% approximately. The worst performing stock, I should have done this as a questionnaire, a survey, a test, but the worst performing stock was Lucent Technologies, down 96.2%. And then there's just a whole range of results in between there. But what this reminds me of is that buy and hold strategies really do not work. The economy is too dynamic, the regulatory environment too dynamic, and portfolios need to be carefully caretaked, just like a garden. You have to water them, you have to feed them to make sure that you get the best results. The other thing that this reminds me of is most financial planners do not work with individual stocks. My company, because I started in the business in the 1980s, has a strong foundation in working with individual stocks, and that's a specialty that we have, which is very unusual. I would say if you interview 100 financial planners, you might only find one that dabbles in stocks and very few that have 30 years experience of managing portfolios. The other thing about stocks, think about this. The wealthiest people in America all own individual stocks. They do not own mutual funds. And yet the majority of Americans don't own stocks, they own mutual funds. And you have to ask yourself, well, why is this? Well, I always feel like what we want to do, and this is a Tony Robbins idea, I always feel like what we want to do is we want to find out what successful people are doing, and then we want to copy them. And if we do that long enough, we'll achieve success. So in the case of the wealthiest Americans, they all own individual stocks. And I've always believed that that's a real clue, that that's a strategy that individual investors, if they have enough wealth, should be following. So if you're interested in this piece from FactSet and you'd like to obtain it, just send me an email. I'm not allowed to correspond by social media messaging, but you're welcome to find me on my website at appliedfinancialwisdom.com. And if you're interested in this kind of content, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future releases that we make. And last thing I'd ask of you is, if you are enjoying this content, please forward it on to your friends, family, and those you know. Most of the people who are issuing opinions on social media are not qualified. They're not professionals. And really kind of one of my motivators in life right now is to try and share my experience with the broader audience, and to try and make sure that more people are relying on informed advice instead of amateur advice. So that's all I have for you today. I wish you a happy 4th of July if you're here in the States. If you're not, I wish you a good weekend, and keep an eye out for future posts from us here at Applied Financial Wisdom. As always, I wish you good health, happiness, and success.